like to keep you all constantly informed and answer a lot of frequently asked questions with updated videos.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start off with Alpha Training as a company. Alpha Training Supplements has to be the fastest growing company in the UK. Has to be. It started off with Alpha A5s. That was our very, very first product. And this is by far the most well-known and popular fat burner in the UK. Alpha A5 can be used by men and women. Now, the difference is, if you want to do what's called losing weight quickly, then you could, or ripping up, as people like to call it, you could use this when fasting. You can go out, do your walking, take one of these, have your breakfast when you come back from your walking or doing your 40 minutes cardio, whatever it may be. But what I would suggest you do is use these on a full stomach. So after breakfast, you can either use these first thing in the morning, you can use these when you're working, you can use these, 15 minutes before your training session. But I would always take these round about an hour after you've eaten, so you've always got something in your belly before you take them. Make sure you drink plenty of water. You do not have to train on Alpha A5s. If you're a stay-at-home mum, and you just want a bit of a kick and you don't get time to go to the gym, but you want to burn some calories and you don't get time to go out, then you can take these when you're just doing your housework. If you're a lorry driver and you struggle with your concentration or staying awake and you're doing night shifts, Alpha A5s, they're a perfect all-rounder, but they are very strong. If you have a bad heart, do not take these. You will die a horrible, probably quick, but very, very painful death. So don't take them. Pure Alpha. Now, Pure Alpha, I think might have been our second product, but I might be wrong. It can be used for a number of things. Pure Alpha is a testosterone enhancer, okay? So it can only be used by men, not women. If you're a woman, do not take it. If you have boobies, do not take it. If you're a man and you have a willy, you can take it. Now, if you're a man and you have a willy and you want to enhance your training and build bigger muscles, Pure Alpha. If you're a man and you have a willy but you struggle to get erections, Pure Alpha. If you have low testosterone levels and you're a bit worried, before you see the doctor and before you go on injections, use Pure Alpha. Pure Alpha, if you're a man with a willy and you have a low sex drive, can help with that. Pure Alpha is a wonder supplement. Really, really, really is. Now, if I was to use Pure Alpha, I would do what I call double up for the first 3 to 4 days. So I would do 3 to 4 capsules for the first 3 days and then 2 capsules a day after that until the tub runs out. Now remember, it has ZMA in it, which means you're going to get a good fucking sleep when using Pure Alpha. Now, there isn't really an age limit on using Pure Alpha or any supplements, in fact. However, I do advise, if you're under the age of 21, you do not need Pure Alpha. You should have testosterone levels high enough to meet whatever goals you're trying to achieve. Okay, you do not need Pure Alpha. Just like if you're under the age of 21, you do not need Alpha A5s because your metabolism should be high enough. But if you are hitting the age of 35, 40, 45, 50, Pure Alphas are not going to do you any harm. They are going to be good for you to stay on. You do not need a break off Pure Alphas. They are designed for you to continually be on them if you wanted to. You can take Pure Alphas on the gear. You can also take Pure Alphas off the gear to stop you losing that size and stopping what we call a test crash. These will stop that from when you come off the gear. So these are, like I said, a wonder supplement. They are not like other testosterone enhancers. They are not like other testosterone boosters. They are in a league of their fucking own. Why? Because we make these in-house and we know what goes in them. Now here we have Alpha Essentials. Alpha Essentials are designed specifically so you can decide on when, where and how you're going to take your supplements. So you might not use Alpha supplements for your whole range of supplements. You might use other brands. If that's the case, then you can also use Alpha Essentials and you can mix these with your other brands. If you wanted to use these on their own, you can also do that too. Now let's try and explain what each essential does. L-glutamine. L-glutamine stops you from catabolizing. So in layman's terms, it stops you from burning muscle and losing muscle. Creatine helps you put on size. Leucine is the most important ingredient you can have in BCAA. That is the main, that's the one that's going to build muscle fibres and tissue. Now, creatine. You have to be careful with creatine because most protein companies put creatine in their protein and pass it off as a protein, as we know it, to repair your muscles back quicker and bigger. When actually, in fact, it's not. It's just added creatine. So what might be 30 grams of protein on the tub, as we know it, won't be 30 grams of protein. It may be, I don't know, 10 grams of protein, as we know it, and 20 grams of added creatine. Now, they can do that legally because creatine scientifically is classed as a protein. But we don't do that with Alpha Trilogy. What we say is the protein content is actually the protein content. So before you use alpha creatine, or any creatine in fact, just check the supplements that you're using, because in your pre-workouts there will be creatine, and in your protein there might be added creatine that you don't know about. So if you're then buying an alpha essential and having even more creatine, you can do an overdose on creatine. That is possible, which is what you don't want. So if you're dieting really hard, you're cutting carbs, you were spending so much money on this, all different types of flashy makes of gear, and you're not getting anywhere, and all you're doing is getting bloated, that's probably the reason, because you're taking too much creatine. So always check whatever supplements you're taking, whether you're having too much creatine before you buy creatine. But if you're not, and you're deciding what creatine to buy, then of course there are other brands that do creatine cheaper than Alpha. However, when they say 500 gram tub, normally that will include the actual tub. Whereas when we say 500 grams tubs, it's the actual creatine that's 500 grams in the tub. So we don't try and shorten you on anything. Everything to do with Alpha is made in-house. I just smacked myself in the nose. Everything to do with Alpha is made in-house, and that is the reason why. Leucine. You can use this throughout your training, and you can use this on non-training days. What I normally do is probably get a shaker bottle, fill it up with about 400 ml of water, and put leucine, 1 scoop of leucine in it, 1 scoop of L-glutamine in it, and then put a drop of Robinson's in it and sip it throughout the day. Bipolar. Bipolar pre-workout, well, it is what it says. You can have a fucking good up and you can have a shit down. That's why it's called bipolar. But it's actually designed that way. One, you can have the buzz of your life. Now it says here 1 to 2 level scoops. I can only have 3/4 of a scoop. Me personally, I'm quite sensitive to pre-workouts. It's designed specifically to give you a crash. Anyone who says, well, I want a pre-workout that doesn't give you a crash, well, you're not going to recover. And when you do have a crash on this, you're going to sleep, and you're going to have undisturbed sleep, which is important because that's when you're going to recover and that's when you're going to grow. This also has compounds in it to help build and make muscle tissue. It's not just a box standard pre-workout. A lot of time and money has gone into developing this. Now, of course, it's a bit of a controversial name, but when you suffer with it, you know, I think you're allowed to use it. But bipolar gives you a fucking good up and a shit down. But it also does what it says on the tin. Bipolar pre-workout has got to be one of, if not the strongest pre-workouts that are about, without a doubt. Now, khaleel. Apart from being the coolest name ever in the world, khaleel is literally in a league of its own. Excuse me, there is not a product like this on the market by any other company in the world. We spent, what, 44,000, 47,000 just developing this product alone. This has everything you will need for a intra-workout drink, you know, and again, you can use this on non-training days too. I do, but as far as intra-workout, this is really elite. This has compounds in it for performance, compounds in it for your instant BCAAs. It's a 4-to-1 ratio. Compounds in it to give you a pump, an extended pump on that, to keep you focused. It's got electrolyte hydration. Everything you can think of is in this product. However, I must stress, if you're a beginner to training, or you're a kid who's fascinated by the bodybuilder magazines, or watches my videos and you just want to get big, you just want to get big quick, this is not necessary for beginners. You'll be wasting your money. This is only really for advanced trainers and people that have the funds, that are financially stable. Do not waste your money on my products and on other companies' products, flashy labels. You do not need it. Stick with the basics, like a decent whey protein. That's the way to start off. And then what you do is you gradually build. You find out what your body gets used to and what your body doesn't get used to. Just because I say this is a fucking awesome product and in a league of its own does not necessarily mean it's going to work for you. You might even have a reaction to it. You might be allergic to it. There might be something in there that doesn't agree with you. I don't know. But that is why, if you're a kid or you're just a beginner getting into the game, do not waste your money on stuff that, brand new products that companies bring out that might not necessarily be necessary for you. You know, you really need to take your time with things. But if you are an advanced trainer, you can take this when competing, you can take this when off season, you can take this if you're a runner, you can certainly take this if you're a boxer. You probably won't drink a full flask throughout your workout because obviously you don't want to get a stitch, but you can certainly go for at least half a flask, and this will keep you focused in your ring, focused when you train. Any sport that you're doing, Khaleel is really a product that will take you it will take you to your limits and help you reach your goals. This is...
And it tastes good.
It does fucking taste good, yeah. This is, just like it says on the tub, Next Generation. Awesome product. And a wicked name. Alpha Trilogy. Here Aaron goes, talking about money again. Yes, I fucking am talking about money again. Because one, when you ain't had fucking money and you got money, you want to be able to spend it. And two, when you spend money, and you hate spending money on bills and fucking development and things that are for the business, you get a bit tight sometimes. So I like people to know exactly how fucking much we've spent and how much time and effort goes into things, because you do get the odd troll that goes, oh, it's just another brand's protein with his label on it. I fucking wish. Do you know how much stress-free our life would be if that was the case? This was about 41 to 42 grand just to develop Alpha Trilogy. And do you know what cost so much to develop? Was taking the shit out. Literally. All of the fillers, all of the added creatine, everything you can think of, out. Because that is what a majority of supplement brands make their protein up with. So you may have noticed we only do 2 flavours, and there's a reason for that. We do red berry and we do cocoa flavour. We can't do vanilla and we can't do banana. The simple fact is, when you have a protein percentage, a hydrolyzed protein, the best quality protein you can fucking get, when you have a percentage of protein so high, some flavours and mixtures won't blend. They will just separate, or they will just have a reaction and they will taste fucking awful. So what you have to then do is you have to add fillers to it, which one, knocks down the grammage of the actual product, and two, it also knocks down the percentage. Most importantly, knocks down the percentage of the protein, because you're replacing that with fillers in order to bring out a new flavour, in order to try and sell it to more people. Yes, we're a business. Yes, we're in profit, and yes, we want to sell our products to as many people as we can. But when you look at it like this, we sell out anyway, and I'm not going to lower the quality of our product, or our brand in fact, just to sell a few more thousand tubs of protein, when really all I'm going to be doing is selling myself out for everything my page ever started on, for money. And yeah, I do fucking well, and I like people to know that I do well. But what I'm not going to do is start ripping off my fans and followers. If I say that my product is something, it fucking is something. And if it can't be something, I will tell you all the reason why it can't be something. Alpha Trilogy can be used by men and women. And if you don't like red berry flavour, and if you don't like cocoa flavour, then don't use Alpha Trilogy. Go and use another brand. Because we will not change our standards for anything or anybody. It is what it is, and we like to give people an informed choice. Now, Alpha Trilogy. Some people, what's a frequently asked question or complaint? Some people say that they are lactose intolerant, or protein powders don't agree with them, and it gives them bad guts. Now, what you need is a protein powder with digestive enzymes in it. Alpha Trilogy has that. It will take you a week to get used to any protein fucking brand there is, because everyone is different. After that week, then you will know whether that product agrees with you or not. But if you are sensitive to protein drinks, then always get one with digestive enzymes in it. Alpha Trilogy is not the only protein company that uses digestive enzymes. You can have Optimum Nutrition, Aventus Biotech. There are other real good brands that uses digestive enzymes. But so you know, Alpha Trilogy has digestive enzymes in it.